It's as noisy with the vuvuzelas in Ellis Park, Guillaume, as it's been anywhere else. And I'm going to get your thoughts on really the reaction back home to what happened to Spain losing the first game. But here's Conor McNamara just with those team reminders once more.
The teams are in the tunnel, and amongst the Spanish starting 11, Fernando Torres, one of two changes. There's no Iniesta tonight. Jesus Navas also comes into the team. And for Honduras, most significantly, David Suazo starts up front in place of their record scorer, Carlos Pavón.
Thank you very much indeed. Torres came on as a sub, and we remarked on it at the time. There were just a couple of moments when you could tell the touch wasn't there because he hasn't been playing, the rhythm wasn't quite there.
And you're completely right, and that's something that he's going to have to deal with, and he's going to have to get that much fitness by playing football, by starting games. He was very clear that he wasn't much fit, but he was very clear that he added something else, something new to the side. You're going to see David Villa, who's going to disappear from that central position that he played in the first game against Switzerland, even when Fernando Torres was on the pitch, and he's going to play left. And that's the favourite. It's a 4-5-1 formation, the favourite one for Vicente del Bosque. We played against Belgium like that. We beat them 5-1. 5-0 it was, and the plan is exactly that Villa's going to do like Podolski, if you like, a forward coming from the left.
How did it go down back home? Obviously with disappointment, but what sort of context was it put in, the defeat against Switzerland?
Generally, all the players came up with the same line. It was an accident, but it just happened to be the same accident as 12 months before against the United States. So the general impression was, first reaction, okay, you've got enough credit. You won us the European Championship. We forgive you for this. You have to beat Honduras, of course. And the second one was, as long as you don't change the style, we found the style. Let's not get mad. Let's calm down. It was just a defeat. We can still come back, get to victories in the next two games, and then everything will be back on course. And interestingly enough, Vicente del Bosque, in the big speech he's given this week, he's told everybody 6 games to win the World Cup. It's like a cup. It's like a cup competition now. So let's go for it. And I think Spain reacted really well to that too.
I love this comment. I mean, it's translated, so you never quite know the nuance. But it said, certainly the translation into English, his comment was, "Of course I'm cross." Because I think what people, wonder whether they just say, it happens, don't worry about it, a long way to go. But actually there was real annoyance there, because in a way it was a little careless.
It was the first half an hour. I would say even more. The first half, really, it was a Spain that thought, because the way we play, we're just going to get to the minute 60. And I remember saying to myself when I was talking to you on that day, it's going to happen. They're going to open up, we're going to score the goal. And that is the danger, that we think, or many of those players sometimes they think they have the divine right of winning games only because of the way Spain plays. Well, it was a good lesson. No, we need to actually add something else, which was added, but maybe Jesus Navas was like a little bit of a headless chicken. There was a little bit of mistakes in the way that the substitutions were made, because crosses were put in, but nobody was heading them in. So all those things have been analysed, they've been studied. It was 28 shots on goal. Generally, just a little bit of more sharpness from Villa and Torres should do it tonight, but certainly it was a humble pie being eaten on that day.
We can see the teams in the tunnel, and Casillas looking very, very pensive indeed, and just wiggling his fingers around as if.
And he hasn't got a beard, so everything can be just good for Spain now.
And he's obviously wiggling his fingers around to warm them up, but he'll be hoping he doesn't have to use them very much at all. We mentioned it last night. The Europe are having a miserable time here, and South America are blowing everybody away. The Germans have lost. You lost to Switzerland. England can't find a win. The French are fighting with each other. The Italians couldn't beat New Zealand. What do you think's going on?
I think it's the most fantastic World Cup. It's equal, which makes it for very good games. But the smaller sides now how to defend. The smaller sides is full of players that play in big leagues and are able to handle this very difficult ball. With that technique, with the tactics being done right, then you've got teams making things very difficult. North Korea to Brazil, not so much to Portugal certainly, but Australia, New Zealand to Italy. It is Serbia to Germany. It is the best World Cup I've seen, I think.
The flags have just been led out by the young school children out onto the pitch here. Just a couple of splashes of blue and white of Honduras fans. Otherwise, lots and lots of Spanish flags. Guillaume was telling us the other day, because of the economic situation, there won't maybe be quite the level of support. I tell you what, Guillaume, it doesn't look bad.
I tell you,
recession or no recession, there's nobody here from Spain.
No. I bet they've all come. At least, maybe we thought that because of the first defeat, some of those guys were going to stay back home. Certainly, the families have not come. They're waiting for the last game and they're waiting for the later stages. But yeah, it's full of red and yellow flags.
Just one thing, there must be even a minority of the population who have said, oh, here we go again, we can't do it at the World Cup.
With a question mark. here we go again. And that was, by the way, the cover of Marca the next day. Is this like every World Cup? Because remember, our runs in the World Cup, they're not that fantastic. It's only in the European Championships that we seem to have reached a new level. But in the World Cup, we still fail.
So the teams have lined up across the halfway line, and the photographers have gathered on the touchline to take their photographs as we stand for the national anthems. With arms around the shoulders of the men next to them. And now the Honduran national anthem here in Ellis Park. Upon their heart as they sang the national anthem. So we've got Spain against Honduras for you here on 5 Live Sport. Spain so desperate to win their first World Cup and so desperate to make amends after being surprised by Switzerland in the first game. This is really one to anticipate. Alan Green, Chris Waddle, and to start the commentary this evening, Conor McNamara.
Thank you very much, Mark. No team has ever won the World Cup after losing their first game. Spain will want to prove that it can be done after their phenomenal qualifying campaign, winning 10 games out of 10, the first team to ever do that. But that defeat to Switzerland in their first game here in South Africa has put a new perspective on things for the Spaniards. In the build-up to the game, the loudest cheer I heard was when Fernando Torres' picture was shown up on the big screens as they read out the teams. He is in tonight, partnering David Villa up front. Torres has scored 24 international goals. Villa has scored 38. Jesus Navas has also come into the team, the Seville man. And I'll just give you a rundown of the sides in full before kick-off. Iker Casillas, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, behind a back four of Sergio Ramos, Carlos Puyol, Gerard Piqué and Jean Capdevila. In midfield there are 3, Xabi Alonso, Busquets and Xavi, and then we expect Navas to be wide right with Torres and Villa through the centre. As for the Honduran side, Noel Valladares is their goalkeeper. They've got a back four of Mendoza, Chavez, Figueroa, who we know well from Wigan, of course, and Izaguirre is the left back. 2 holding midfielders, Armando Guevara and Wilson Palacios of Tottenham. The other 3 midfielders technically attacking, but I'm sure they'll have to chip in with a lot of defending tonight. Turquios on the right-hand side, Walter Martinez through the centre, and Espinosa on the left, and David Suazo, who is on Inter Milan's books. He is the lone striker. Mourinho clearly didn't fancy him that much because he let him go out on loan to Genoa over the past season. But a few years ago, David Suazo was voted the best foreign player in Italy. He was a Calgary player at the time. He scored 22 goals that season. Honduras will hope that he can recapture a little bit of that form. But Spain, the reigning European champions, and let's face it, most people's favourites to win this before the tournament began, and they are hoping to properly get their World Cup underway. Chris Waddle.
Well, I'm expecting Honduras to have to work very, very hard. A lot of defending, counter-attack play, simple as. Spain will absolutely dominate this game, and I'm expecting a lot of goals from Spain. Chile could have scored quite a few, and I expect Spain too.
Spain are about to kick off. The referee is from Japan, Yuichi Nishimura, and the Spaniards in their traditional red jerseys, the bright yellow numbers on the back, blue shorts and red socks, and Honduras all in white this evening. Spain will start the game and play from left to right as we look down here. Ellis Park pretty much full, apart from the majority of the corporate boxes. The steep edges on all four sides here mean that the fans are very close to the pitch, very close to the action. And as Mark mentioned just in the build-up there, Spain's biggest fear coming into this World Cup was complacency. We're underway here. They have the players, they have the pedigree, they've won the trophies and the medals, but we've yet to see the favourites at anything like their best, and the traditional monikers of chokers, and whether they were bottlers when it comes to this stage, which they thought they had gotten rid of after Euro 2008. But this is the World Cup, and Spain have not excelled at this level in the past. And here come Honduras down the right hand side with their right back Mendoza. He's tackled, and Puyol will get possession just outside the Spanish penalty area. Busquets gets a touch in midfield, and over to Gerard Piqué. Back into the centre, and Busquets once more. He will be the holding midfielder, allowing Xabi Alonso and Xavi to move into more advanced positions. There is a historical context to this game as well. Honduras used to be known as Spanish Honduras. It was ruled by the Spaniards for 300 years, and possession with the Central Americans now in midfield. And this is Turquios, and back into Wilson Palacios in the centre circle. They play the ball forward to the captain, Armando Guevara, but he's immediately crowded out of things in midfield, and Spain move over the halfway line. A back heel from Torres is overstruck and trickles out of play.
Well, I'm looking at the sides. Turquios is actually playing in a 3 in the midfield, with Palacios protecting the 2 centre halves, and Martinez is playing on the right. 4-5-1. I watched them in the warm-up. Technically they're quite good to keep the ball well, but it's up to Spain to start the tempo. What a ball by
Figueroa. I remember commentating early in the season that wonder goal he scored against Stoke. That was struck almost as far, but it's given possession on the right hand side to Turquios, who is just going to exchange a pass with David Suazo. Eventually the ball comes into the penalty area. There's appeals for the Spaniards of a handball, and the referee agrees with that, and it's a free kick out to Spain.
As I say, Conor, it's up to Spain for me to work the tempo. If you play slow at the back and don't want to go forward early, they'll get behind the ball in numbers, as Switzerland did against Spain, and they got a result. It's up to Spain. When they get that ball, when Honduras come out, you've got to exploit it very, very quick, as they've done in the previous game.
This is 5 Live from the BBC. Spain 0, Honduras 0. As Navas comes down the right for the Spaniards, and his cross is deflected out for a throw. These are the last two nations to play their second group game. By tonight we will be 2/3 of the way through the group stages here at the 2010 World Cup. Xavi has possession. The vuvuzelas almost punctuating every pass from the Spaniards in midfield. As Busquets picks up the ball, and again they always want to get it to Xavi. The little number 8 spins around in a circle and lays a low ball to Piqué, who's got 10 yards of grass in front of him. Gives a pass along the ground to Torres. Torres tries to play a 1-2 with Navas, but the return pass was poor, and Honduras will pick up possession, and they can break towards the halfway line. And it's Espinosa whose clearance goes out of play, and that was disappointing, and a throw into Spain.
Well, we're one up front really. Spain, you know, whether it's Piqué's going to be spare up, one just mark, the other one cover, push the fullbacks on, a little bit more movement, get Navas to run inside sometimes, as Vila did, let the fullbacks join in, but they've got to play a quick tempo, Spain.
That's a good ball to Navas on the right hand side. Jesus Navas, 2 steps outside the penalty area, sends in a cross, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, and Valladares is able to hold on to the ball. He bowls it out low along the turf to Martinez, who might get himself into a bit of a tangle here, right fullback position. He's trying to do a little drag back, and now a keepy-uppy right by the... Now I think he's given the ball away. That was dangerous all the time. Villa has possession. Trying to set up Xavi. A shot on the edge of the area. Torres flicks it up. Another appeal for a handball. And eventually the Hondurans get the ball away, and Spain are unlucky there.
What was Martinez doing? He could have played it off the Spanish player and got a throw in. Try to be clever, and that could have proved costly. I'm sure that was a handball.
Well, the second the goalkeeper bowled the ball out to Martinez, He was trying to be much too clever against the opponents that he's up against, and when he started doing the keepy-uppies, you knew they were in trouble. And Honduras lucky that it's still 0-0. This is Jesus Navas, Spain getting the ball to him early on the right-hand side. Runs into the defender who stands his ground, and Espinosa will clear away down the left wing, up towards Suazo, who looks isolated already, and he's inside his own half. That is how deep Honduras are playing here in the opening stages at Ellis Park. Long ball played into the penalty area for Spain. Torres is calling for it. Villa will pick out Torres. Poor connection. That could have been the first proper shot on target from Spain, but it was an easy take for the keeper.
Great ball by Alonso to Spock Villa, just inside the 18-yard box down the left-hand side. Good early ball, and Torres, a sharp Torres. That was 1-0.
Well, Fernando Torres came off the bench against Switzerland. He was unable to break down their stubborn defence. He's chasing another long ball here, but can't stretch to get it. That will go out for a goal kick to Honduras. He failed to score at all in the qualifiers, did Fernando Torres, and he did play in most games. We're getting to see a replay again of the handball appeal. What do you think, Chris?
Definitely handball. Referee, good view of it as well. That should have been a penalty.
Well, we had one last night, didn't we? The Brazilian game. And
2 handballs, yeah.
So, well, that worked out very much in Brazil's favour. This particular incident has worked against Spain. 0-0 here on 5 Live in Johannesburg on a crisp night, but it's nowhere near as cold as it was last week. Bit of space now on the right-hand side for Mendoza. Plays a pass in front of Martinez. This is where he can do his tricks up this end of the field without the danger, although again he does give the ball away, and they have to turn, and Chavez is going to roll it back along the ground to the goalkeeper Valladares, and Honduras have to start from deep back inside their own half. Spain 0, Honduras 0. Earlier on today in this group, Chile beat Switzerland by 1-0. Chile are away out on front at the top. Spain for the moment remain on the bottom as a shot from distance comes off the crossbar. What an amazing effort. The goalkeeper was beaten. Spain have hit the woodwork. Honduras will clear the ball away, and it was David Villa's shot that came back off the crossbar.
Terrific effort. What was that? 30-35 yards. Hits the ball. Beat the goalkeeper. Spain already have had 2-3 good chances.
And they might get another one now as Navas feeds Sergio Ramos on the right-hand side, but the cross is too high for Torres and trickles out of play. David Villa, who at the crossbar there, he's got a phenomenal record in international football. He averages pretty much 2 goals every 3 games he plays for Spain. We saw Ronaldo hit the post in a similar position earlier on today, close to the top right-hand corner. This was tipping beautifully, but just didn't come down enough in the end.
He was really stretching as well when he kicked it. He didn't really have it under control. It was just like a reach, but the dip on it beat the goalkeeper. Let the ball come out.
Well, if Spain were under pressure after their opening performance, I think we can safely say they are upping their game here this evening against Honduras.
Well, they are. They just need that goal. Oh, fantastic flick.
Beautiful back heel, and Busquets has possession. Right-hand side of midfield for Spain, and he's been fouled, and that's going to be a free kick.
Well, yep. Ramos will go up. Xavi wants to take it quick. Well done. Come on, referee.
The referee's not allowing him to do so.
There you are, yellow card. Rightly so.
So the yellow card has been shown to the number 19, who is Danny Turcos.
Yep.
He was just trying to block down any opportunity for Spain to take a quick free kick, and I think the referee's got that dead right.
Yep. Well, Xavi wanted to take it. Navas want to get it going. So it gives time now for Spain to put all the big players up into the box. 2 centre-halves are up there. You just need a good delivery.
So 2 Spaniards standing over the ball, Navas and Xavi. And Spain have got 4 red jerseys in the penalty area, and Puyol is standing just outside it. Suffice to say, Honduras have brought everyone back behind the ball. Spain 0, Honduras 0. We've played 8 minutes here at Ellis Park. Xavi swings in the free kick, and there's a push maybe on Sergio Ramos on the edge of the 6-yard box. The referee has been spoken to by Palacios, who would want to be careful because Wilson Palacios is on a yellow card coming into this game. I think it's just going to be a goal kick after all of that.
Well, I've got to say, Shimura, the referee, has been very lenient so far in this game. I know he yellow carded the guy, Turkios. If we're looking, I think Ramos has been pushed from behind and he's ended up colliding. But the referee's got to look closer at these situations. Look, there's the push. It's a clear penalty. We've got the benefit of the monitor. The referee's a terrific position. Blow your whistle.
Well, it's funny because Palacios, I think, wanted Sergio Ramos to be booked for diving. Well, that's 2 big penalty shouts that Spain have had here inside the opening 10 minutes. 0-0 on 5 Live. And Martinez tries to do a turn on the right wing. It comes off the foot of Capdevila, the Villarreal defender, and that's going to be a throw-in to the Hondurans just inside the Spanish half. They've not had many touches of the ball in their opponent's territory so far.
Well, they knew coming here, come to the tournament, everybody knew Honduras would struggle, and they have. But, you know, Chile was only 1-0, a lot of chances, they defended bravely, little bad luck, and Spain so far haven't had any luck neither.
Yeah, Spain very much amongst the favourites to go on and win the World Cup, particularly with the bookies before the tournament began. Honduras were 1,000 to 1, and the only teams that had longer odds than that were New Zealand and North Korea. Possession with the Honduran goalkeeper, Valladares, and he sends it right-footed. Not the best of clearances, easily taken in midfield for Spain. And now Torres is going to chase towards the corner flag on the left, and he thinks it should be a corner, and the referee agrees. Corner to Spain on the left-hand side, and the two big central defenders come forward from the back.
Yeah, it came off Chavez, didn't he? He just took his right foot out, and it's a corner. Just looking for a delivery. Once Spain get one, I can see them getting a lot, but they've just got to get that goal.
So Xavi takes it short to Navas, back to Xavi, who was voted the best player at Euro 2008. It's with Xabi Alonso to Xavi on the edge of the penalty area. He's an option of an overlap, but he spins it in himself. Glorious delivery and put over the crossbar by Sergio Ramos.
How many chances does Spain want? We've only been playing 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes, and the goalkeeper's gone down to treatment. I think Ramos thought Piqué was going to head it, and he pulled his head out at the last second. Ramos took his eye off it and headed it over the bar. Another glorious chance. Great ball by Xavi.
Brilliant ball from Xavi. He does that as well as anyone else in the world. The goalkeeper has picked up a knock. As he fell to the ground, his face did collide with the knee of Sergio Ramos. It certainly wasn't anything intentional by the Spaniard as he came forward, and the goalkeeper just wants to receive some treatment down on the pitch. Chris, I'm just thinking here, Spain have yet to score at this World Cup. You get the feeling once they get one, they might get a hatful, but the longer they go without scoring.
Yeah, it's a bit of tension creeps in, doesn't it? And they start believing, we're not going to score a goal. They've had two penalty claims, and they could have scored 3 goals in general play already, and we've only played 9 minutes.
Well, 11 minutes on the clock, and Wilson Palacios has picked up a yellow card, which means he will be out of Honduras' final group game. That will be against Switzerland. Earlier on today, Chile beat Switzerland by 1-0. You're not missing any action here, by the way. The goalkeeper, Valladares, is still receiving treatment, but he's going to be okay and able to continue. 0-0 here. Both teams, Spain and Honduras, lost their opening game. And certainly so far it has been all Spain. They've had 2 big penalty appeals. They've already hit the crossbar as well from David Villa. And Sergio Ramos came so close with that attempted header, but he put it over the crossbar. So Honduras have been absorbing a lot of pressure. Let's see if they can do anything in attack here. Turquios. Now, there's no one marking Mendoza on the right wing, but Turquios' ball bounces away from him. Mendoza applauds the idea, and Spain may be a little bit lucky they weren't cut out there.
Well, great ball, but all these pitches Connor I've watched, I said it last night when we were doing the game, and it's like playing on plastic. It's like AstroTurf. The ball goes away from you all the time. Every time you hit a long ball with a bit of pace, it skids off the surface. Very, very difficult to control.
Just to make a correction as well, by the way, it wasn't Palacios who was booked, it was Turquios. So Palacios for the moment, Wilson Palacios will be able to play in the third game. One of 3 Palacios brothers who are in the squad, but Wilson is the only man who's in the team. Flashed cross from the right-hand side from Honduras, and pretty much the first touch of the ball that Iker Casillas has had in this game, and it's taken 13 minutes for that to happen. Here comes Navas, storming away down the right-hand side. One of the 2 changes in the Spanish starting 11 here. Plays the ball back to Sergio Ramos. He's long, brown hair, and then Xabi Alonso floats a delicious pass to Villa, cutting into the penalty area. Right-footed shot across the face of goal and wide. Beautiful ball from Xabi Alonso.
Well, Wade, great ball. Alonso, Villa's an out ball, a great out ball. He's great at cutting inside. He didn't need to hit it when he did. He drops his shoulder, goes past Xavi, and he doesn't need to hit it as early as he has. He could have bent it around the goalkeeper. He went for power, and it's a good 15-20 yards wide.
Yeah, didn't wrap his foot around the ball to get the curl that maybe he was looking for, but that pass from Xabi Alonso, the sort of thing that Liverpool fans certainly missed this past season. And Spain continued to be the side applying all the pressure. Almost 14 minutes played here, 0-0 on 5 Live for the BBC. Honduras briefly have possession inside the Spanish half, but Xabi Alonso to Xavi and then to Navas on the right hand side, and he's finding it so easy to canter down that wing. This ball is poor, and it's intercepted by Chavez, who'll come out of defence. And now Wilson Palacios skips away from Busquets in midfield, and that's better from Honduras as Guevara finds Martinez just outside the penalty area on the right. Wilson Palacios has continued his run. What was Casillas doing? Came out and needs the ball out of the penalty area. Why didn't he just pick it up? Fortunately for him, Spain get possession in midfield with Villa, and they should be able to clear.
Oh, he's made a hash of that. Alonso's gone from that. We've seen him do it at Liverpool many times.
Yeah, he did it against Luton, and he did it against Newcastle.
Just inside his own half. Sees the goalkeeper on the penalty spot.
We're getting to see a replay of that chance again. Wilson Palacios started all of that on the edge of his own penalty area, and he was the man putting pressure on Iker Casillas inside the Spanish penalty area down the other end. Palacios stands out as being the best player in this Honduran team by some distance. He's on the ball at the moment. Short pass into the centre circle to Turquios, and then Isaguirre sends it back out over to the right hand side, and here comes the cross from Mendoza, and again it's too close to the goalkeeper. Casillas gathers it in his hands this time.
They're a tidy side, but like most countries they always struggle to score goals, don't they, these countries, and that's why they don't ever go very far in a competition.
They failed to score in 5 of their last 6 games, have Honduras, and that includes the warm-up matches for the World Cup when you think the pressure wouldn't be on. This is Xavi giving it to the left-hand side. Capdevia's cross bounces once in the penalty area, but Espinosa is able to clear it away. High towards the lone striker Suazo, controls with Barcelona's Puyol right on his back. Honduras have to come back into their own half. They nearly give the ball away. Wilson Palacios slides in, and now Turquios, and they get it to Mendoza on the right-hand side. It's Honduras all in white, playing from right to left and holding Spain at bay so far, but only just about in the opening 16 minutes. Palacios in the centre circle. The drone of the Vuvuzelas continuing to blare around Ellis Park. Honduras just wanting to get little touches on the ball here. They're not moving forward, but they're passing it around in midfield. Isaguirre drops a shoulder, a pass almost up to Suazo. Oh, he's done well to get it to Martinez. Back to Suazo. He allows the ball to bounce, and Casillas can come out and smother it. Much, much better from Honduras, though.
Well, when I said they're a tidy side, technically they were good. I watched them in the warm-up. They can all handle the football, but that was bad play by Spain. They never closed them down. They just let them play through them.
Not a bad game this so far. This is Sergio Ramos coming forward, midway inside the Honduran half, and he turns under pressure and gives it back to the former Manchester United man, Gerard Piqué. And now David Villa will attack the penalty area, left-hand side again. He's gone right the way to the middle of 2 defenders. One more to beat, and chips to the top right-hand corner. That is an outstanding goal from David Villa, and Spain finally opened their account at World Cup 2010. David Villa, we take our hat off to you. That was exceptional. Spain 1, Honduras 0.
That was just a sheer quality goal from a good quality player. Brilliant. As soon as he picks it up, one thing in his mind: I'm coming at the fullback. Goes inside the 2, checks back on his right and beats the 3rd. Slides as he scoops it, really, just clips it into the far top corner. Goalkeeper, no chance. Got half a hand to it. It's been coming.
Did you see the reaction of the Spanish coach, Del Bosque? He just sat there motionless as if nothing had happened. But David Villa, his 39th international goal on his 60th international appearance, he beats the Honduran defence all on his own.
Fantastic goal.
So Honduras held out for 17 minutes. Chavez has possession for them. Villa just slalomed his way through the defenders, and what a finish as well. We were a little critical of his earlier effort when he cut in. That was just the rehearsal. He got it right on the night.
What I like about Villa is, well, he plays on the left-hand side out front. When he picks the ball up, he's always looking to see if he can get a chance, a shot on goal. He always looks to make things happen.
So, Chris, if you're Honduras now, do you try and chase the game? I mean, do you think about putting a second striker up front, or do you just keep to the same system and try and stem the tide and hopefully damage limitation?
Damage limitation.
Navas goes to ground outside the Spanish penalty area. Play on, says the referee. Isaguirre passes it up towards Suazo, but he won't keep the ball in play, and it goes out for a throw-in to Spain on the halfway line. David Villa's goal, if you're just joining us. Spain 1, Honduras 0. This is Piqué, 10 yards inside the Spanish half. Low to Xabi Alonso. Busquets across the halfway line to Xavi. David Villa holding that position very much wide on the left-hand side. This is Capdevila. And a short ball back to Xabi Alonso, who's got 7 or 8 teammates in front of him here. And no Honduran coming to close him down. So it's a pass to the left-hand side to Villa. Running at Mendoza again. Mendoza this time stops him immediately. And that's a foul and a free kick to Spain.
Yeah, Mendoza's took him down there as well. I'm surprised the referee hasn't got his yellow card out. He knew what he was doing, Mendoza. He can't handle David Villa. It's simple as that. He's gone past him every time he's picked the ball up. Little step over, takes it to his left. Mendoza lunges in, takes him down. He's just had a word with him.
He's one of the more experienced defenders, Sergio Mendoza. But he was petrified there when David Villa was running at him, and he wasn't going for the ball. He just wanted to take down Barcelona's new signing. So a free kick to Spain with almost 20 minutes played at Ellis Park. The Spaniards lead 1-0 here against Honduras. Xavi is standing over the free kick. Again, 4 red jerseys in the area. Another 2 just lurking on the edge. Xavi's cross towards the back post. Free header for Sergio Ramos. But he put it straight at the goalkeeper.
I just wonder if the referee would have given a free kick. Figueroa was all over Ramos. It seemed as if he pushed him away at the last minute. I don't know if the referee would have blew. He just waved play on because the goalkeeper caught the ball.
Sergio Ramos, who has played central defence for Real Madrid for most of this season, but in his usual position of right back for Spain, and he does pop up at the back post. He's got the height to do some damage there. He's had 2 chances. One of them he's headed over the crossbar, the other down into the turf, and then straight up into the arms of the goalkeeper. A throw into Honduras on the far side, where some fans are starting a Mexican wave. I think it's been a better game than that. It's a game that doesn't deserve a Mexican wave, as Capdevila chips over the halfway line on the far side. Chavez jumps, doesn't head it, but Figueroa is in behind to collect the ball for Honduras, and he's put a wild ball out towards the left wing that goes straight out of play.
It's up to Spain, Connor, really. If they want to keep the tempo high and get after this side, they can win this game quite comfortably by half time. And then he could make a couple of subs if he needs. When they play quick Spain, they're hard to play against. It's when they play very slow, teams get behind the ball and then get very frustrated.
Spain had all the possession against the Swiss, all the domination, but they couldn't get the goal. They have scored early here this evening through David Villa, who's on the ball at the moment, controlling the ball on his chest, and then closed down quickly by Mendoza. Fairly this time, and that'll be a throw into Spain midway inside the Honduras half. Throw in taken to Xabi Alonso of Real Madrid, and across to Barcelona's Piqué. Controls it into the Honduran half. Central location. Plays the ball too far in front of Jesus Navas, and that's going to be a throw into Honduras.
It's just fine at times. There's not enough options for the people who pick it up deep in midfield. Torres is occupying the 2 centre-halves. Hasn't really shown once at the feet. Xavi playing a little bit more advanced. Hasn't took the areas up or get the space you expect where he can be more available.
Busquets rolls one down the right-hand side. This is Torres to the byline. Here comes the cross. No one where it landed. And the ball is headed away by Mendoza for Honduras. Well, just like England, Spain were unimpressive in their opening game. They've come out in a far more focused mood here tonight at Ellis Park as the ball is cleared away by Osman Chavez, long, and really they're just thumping the ball clear. This one stays in play, and Walter Martinez will control it. Gives it in field to Suarez, and a ball back towards the edge of the penalty area. Puyol has made a mistake, but he will clear it away. We're midway through the first half here, 1-0 to Spain. Here is Alan Green.
And here's Alonso to Sergio Ramos down the right side onto Navas. He sees a lot of the ball, Chris, but his crossing is poor.
He just hasn't got a trick on him, has he?
No.
He's got pace, but he hasn't got a trick.
Ramos to Navas again. Back to Ramos on the halfway line. Piqué moving inside the Honduran half. Piqué now to Alonso. Back to Xavi. Villa to the left. Torres inside left position. It goes to Villa. Villa left of the penalty area. Poor chip. Ball rebounds to the fullback. Capdevila. Cross too high for Xavi. Might fall to Navas. Navas might have bullied it. Now he crosses it. Xavi misses with a header. No contact.
That was a good delivery by Navas this time. Good first touch. And he just put it in straight away. Xavi, for me, took his eye off it. I thought he could have made that from where we were sitting up there. It just never really gambled, never got off the floor. And it goes half a yard past his head.
I don't know how he didn't get his head on the ball. Apologies for the cold, folks. You know, it's not summer in South Africa, it's winter. And I'm stuck with it. 1-0 Spain lead. And of course they have to win the game without question. Chile already have 6 points. But if Spain beat Honduras and beat Chile, then almost certainly they will top the group. Mind you, the victory for that is that you play either Brazil or Portugal in the last 16. What a silly draw it's been in that sense. You know, the best 3 teams in the world, according to the rankings, you know, guaranteed at least 2 of them to meet in the last 16. Now Spain have got a corner in this near side of the field. Navas having won it. It'll be left for Xavi to take. No Iniesta tonight. I'm sure that's just a precaution. Doesn't need to play against this lot, who've had 1 touch in the penalty area when they played Chile, and none so far tonight. Spain's corner taken short to Navas. Navas's cross was poor. Hits the defender. He gets the ball back. Plays it back to Xavi. Xavi now slides it towards Capdevila, who was a bit dozy when he went to meet it. Had to retreat to keep it in possession. On now the far side to Villa. Torres had his arm aloft. Villa responds. Crosses high towards Torres, though it's headed away by Honduras. It's with Turquios, who's the player booked earlier in the game, to Suazo. Suazo to the left side, and Martinez, who switched flanks for the moment. He's such a diddy man, you think he's a mascot. Ball's out of play for a throw into Honduras.
Well, I think Honduras is a typical side who you look now in modern day football, well organised, technically quite good. They can move the ball, they play little triangles, they can get it wide, but they've got no cutting edge, like a lot of teams in this tournament.
Is the Guerra who pushed Sergio Ramos and also handled the ball. He should have conceded 2 penalties. Now he legitimately handles the ball for a throw in, and then there's a foul on, I think it's Busquets, and it's a free kick to Spain, who lead 1-0.
Palacios did use his hands. He pushed Busquets away in the face, and the referee got that one right.
After the free kick, it's with Alonso over the halfway line, just ahead of the centre circle now, to Xavi. Sergio Ramos is hard by the right flank. Pass is shorter though to Navas. Navas to Xavi, into Busquets. Busquets, centre of the Honduran half, to Xavi. On into the penalty area. Good pass to the right to Sergio Ramos. His cross was poor though, and that was a feature of Spain's performance against Switzerland. The crossing, either from left or right, not good enough.
I think it's been the same in every game I've seen. People getting in great positions. They hit it, overhit it, goes out or a throw in, or it hits the first man.
26 minutes played here. This is 5 Live. Spain 1, Honduras 0. Navas once more at a terrible cross. I mean, is he meant to be a winger?
Probably suffering from anxiety.
Goodness gracious. Yes, we heard from Graham before the game. By the way, Graham thinks it's a fantastic World Cup. The best World Cup he's seen.
I think he's been watching reruns in 1970.
I'm not sure I've been watching the same World Cup. Portugal were good today, though. Very good. And we expect more of Spain in the remaining hour of this game. They lead 1-0. A match they have to win. Villa plays it into Alonso. Alonso's chip past to Navas. And the defender got across. Almost used his hand there, as is the way of Izaguirre, the left back. But it's out of play for a throw-in. Throw-in taken. And here's Alonso approaching the penalty area to Navas. Navas's cross again. Didn't beat the defenders behind for a corner.
Izaguirre, he's got them. Navas just can't get around him. He's blocked every cross. Keep saying Navas, very direct. He likes to play from the halfway line, really. He likes to run at people, gets it out his feet. Here he's picked the ball up in the last 18 yards. He hasn't got a trick.
Xavi's corner from the right. Deep. Aimed deliberately at Piqué, but Piqué's chasing after it. It's gone out of play.
No, it's just how many corners we've seen, or crosses where people have overhit it, or first man, and you expect a little bit more quality.
I don't understand it, Chris, because you look at a team like Spain, technical quality is at the highest.
Not just that, Alan, they must work at it in training. So they're kicking the ball every day, they're doing set pieces, they're doing free kicks, they're doing set pieces. The quality should be a lot better.
Throwing by Mendoza for Honduras on the far side. Throws towards Suazo, whose header should run to Navas. Navas beaten by Palacios, but the ball breaks to Sergio Ramos. That's a good pass to Alonso. Alonso, fabulous ball to Torres. Torres miscontrolled it, or else he'd have been cleaned through. Now he plays it to the right side to Sergio Ramos. What a fantastic pass that was by Alonso. And here's Alonso again. Back heels it to Busquets. Busquets now to Navas. Sergio Ramos. Navas. The passing sweep. Good. The cross again from Navas. Poor. Villa struggling to keep it in play. It's gone behind. Goal kick.
Yeah, another crossover hit by Navas. And it's just the same thing happening every time. But terrific ball by Alonso. And we keep talking. Torres is on his way back. He'll get there eventually with his fitness. But at the minute, normally, a ball like that Torres to his feet, he would have been in on goal, and that would have been 2-0.
It's the sort of snap pass he used to get at Anfield from Alonso, and the sort of pass he's accustomed to getting from Gerrard. Nearly half an hour played on 5 Live. Spain 1, Honduras 0. Earlier, Chile beat Switzerland 1-0. The Swiss had a player sent off. And Portugal beat North Korea 7-0. Free kick to Honduras, who still haven't actually touched the ball inside the Spanish penalty area. Here's an opportunity to at least launch the ball in that general direction. Palacios, awful free kick. Head straight to Xavi. Back to Alonso. Alonso is fouled and it's a free kick. They're a very, very ordinary team, Honduras. Great free kick by Alonso. And on from Xavi, too far ahead of Torres, through to the goalkeeper, Val Adares.
Typical Alonso pass that we've seen him do it many years, haven't we? Picking it up off the back four. He just never put a lot of hate on it. He just fizzes it through the gap. Always to feet. Terrific technique.
Both Alonso and Iniesta hit over 100 passes each in the first game. Most of them successful. But they lost the match. One of a number of bizarre results in this World Cup, and I don't think that makes the World Cup attractive, actually. I want to see the best teams doing well.
Yeah, well, we want to, but you've got to give their teams respect.
Frankly, who wants to see Switzerland in the last 4?
Switzerland?
Does that mean I'm barred at the border in future? Possibly. Goal kick to Spain. Casillas isn't going to see much of the ball tonight. He just taps the goal kick to Puyol.
And by the way, you've got to say Honduras have played their maximum. This team's going to tell you. They've put a big shift in closing down, concentration. You can see Spain, it may be second half, but you can see them getting a lot of goals.
I think 5 is about par for
second
the
half
tonight.
They'll get a lot.
Alonso for Spain, who lead 1-0. Alonso, another swift ball to the right side to Navas. Can he cross decently? He delays, then he backheels the ball. It hits little Martinez and goes out of play for a throw-in. Sergio Ramos throws it towards Navas. Faced by the fullback again, who gets in the tackle. It came off Navas last, according to the linesman. Throw into Honduras. Poor throw-in, putting his colleague under pressure. But here's Aguirre again, and he gives the ball away to Busquets. Busquets slides the pass to Navas. Sergio Ramos to the overlap. Navas crosses toward the far post. Between the gap. Villa just keeps it in play. Left of the penalty area. Villa's into the penalty area. Great run by David Villa. Pulls it back to a white shroud, but he couldn't find a red one, and Honduras survived that little scare.
That's where the joy is. That was a great ball by Navas' team. It took them about 15 attempts to get a good ball in. This was a quality ball, and that should have been a goal. But Villa, for me, every time he gets the ball, something's going to happen.
Alonso to Capdevilla. And back to Alonso. Left of the centre circle. 32 minutes played here in Ellis Park, Johannesburg. Spain 1, Honduras 0. Busquets to Xavi. Back to Busquets. And on to Navas. And Navas' control wasn't great. He almost lost it. But finds Busquets and on to Sergio Ramos, who last season found his best form again for Real Madrid. He crosses on the right. Torres with a header down. Bounces up over the crossbar.
What a fantastic run by Ramos, and what a delivery. That is how you cross a ball. And I've got to say, Fernando Torres should have hit the back of the net with that. He's 6 yards out. It's right on his head. Just hit the target. He's hit it into the ground, and it's bounced over the bar. Big miss.
I think the inclination was to head it down, but he headed it down too quickly.
He did hit the target.
Oh, here's he got another chance. Mistake by the defender. Torres through. Hits the ball over the crossbar. Could have scored twice in a minute.
Well, the one thing you'll say is he's in the right position, Alan, and he's had 2 chances. The header, for me, just let it hit your head direct on the target. The pace of the cross would have put that in. This one, again, created the space. Just got a safe foot in the bottom corner. The goalie's in the middle of the goal, 7 yards out. Just roll it in the corner. He looks very anxious.
It'll come. I thought Ronaldo looked a bit anxious in the first half today, and then when the goals were rolling in for Portugal, he could only but laugh when he was not taking chances. He knew it would come, and it did come eventually. And what an odd one it was. It seemed to hit the back of his head. He flicked the ball beyond the goalkeeper, Ronaldo. Hit the back of his head, then his shoulder, and then he finished beautifully. there was nothing wrong really. Well, I think Busquets was maybe a bit heavy in the challenge, but Guevara overreacted, didn't he?
He's going like that. Look.
You're a joke, Guevara. A bit like Keita last night. And Kaka, I'm still getting over that one. Figueroa of Wigan takes the free kick. It's actually into the penalty area. There's a touch for Honduras. Poor touch behind for a goal kick. But that's their second touch in the opposing penalty area in this World Cup.
It's 100% improvement against Chile.
They're not going to threaten them. No chance. They finished third in the group behind the CONCACAF group behind the USA and Mexico. Great for the country, Honduras, but they've come here without any expectations whatsoever. And you can see Spain trouncing them. Another goal before half-time would certainly suit the European champions. They've got to throw it on the near side of the field.
If you look at the team, though, Alan, there's a lot of them play in Honduras.
7 of them.
It's not the best league in the world, let's be honest. You've got one who plays in America.
Yeah, Kansas City Wizards. I've actually spoken to him. Yep. On a World Service program that I do. Really bright guy. And it's the thrill of a lifetime for these players. But up against Spain. Oh, great ball by Alonso to Xavi in towards Torres. I thought Xavi was being fouled there. Didn't get the free kick. Clearance goes to Suazo. Suazo falls over and he's not fouled. Busquets for Spain. The game is stretching already. Xavi toward Torres. Torres through. This must be 2-0, but he's offside. And anyway, it's saved.
He didn't know that. That was another chance for him. He's missed. He will get a goal tonight. There's no doubt about that. He's getting that many chances.
How did Chile only get one against this lot? Xavi. I mean, Honduras keep giving the ball back to Spain when they get it. Xavi to Sergio Ramos, who's rampaging forward from right back. To Xavi. Wide to Navas, who's been a big disappointment so far. But that's a better pass to Sergio Ramos into the penalty area. Tackle, loses it, and it's cleared by Honduras. Nice touch by Martinez. And Izaguirre, the left back, comes forward. He's tackled well by Piqué, and it's out of play for a throw-in.
Tell you what, Busquets has come on the scene this year, hasn't he? I've watched him closely, and he's
good player.
He's a very good technical player, but I'll tell you what he lacks, Alan, a lot of pace. He really struggles when there's a race to get the ball. He's not the quickest. He anticipates well, but on a straight run, he's very slow.
But, you know, if you've got a player like that, it allows Alonso and Xavi and Iniesta to play ahead of him, because he just anchors that midfield. Doesn't do anything fancy, but I think he's a very important player for Spain and for his club, of course. 37 minutes played in the first half. 8 to go on 5 Live. Spain 1, Honduras 0. Sergio Ramos for the header to Navas. Back to Piqué. And Piqué plays it to the captain goalkeeper Casillas, who is still only 29. Over 100 appearances. How many caps is he going to win? Remarkable keeper, Casillas. Keeps people like Reina out of the side. I would have thought if Reina was English, he'd walk into the England team.
I think Ronaldo does as well. He's not even...
Absolutely, not even in the squad. Throwing to Spain in the halfway line. Ramos throws it towards Torres. It's beaten out of play again. Another throw to Spain. They move 10 yards further upfield. It's still only 1-0 though. And you'd think that anything less than 3 or 4 would be a big disappointment, actually, given the number of chances they've created already.
Another yellow for the full-back.
It's about time, actually. He's been flirting around with that. So Izaguirre is yellow carded.
No, he could go because in this game, because he's getting 2-on-1 at times, and I think he's just lost his patience. He's came in and he's caught Navas, and the referee's got it right. I don't know why the Honduras lads are moaning. It was a late challenge, and he deserved his yellow.
Well, it's a free kick now to Spain. Xavi and Navas stand close to the ball. Martinez still hasn't retreated. He's only 3 yards away. Get back, son. Get back. Look, he's arguing with the referee. Get back. There. And stay there. Xavi and Navas stand by the ball. Puyol is up inside. No, not Puyol. It must be Ramos, the fullback, inside the penalty area. Free kick was tapped short. Now it's for Navas again. Right side. Cross hits the fullback. looks in the air and is caught by the goalkeeper. Navas once more doesn't deliver.
He just doesn't get it out his feet enough. He runs at you, he's looking for that yard, he's got to push it out his feet. He's quite sharp, he's quite like, for me, he pushes it too close to him. It gives the defender a chance to block it every time. He's got to get it out his feet more.
You know, they were talking a while back about the fact these two sides met in 1982 in a draw. I was commentating. And worse, Honduras then drew with Northern Ireland, which I thought was pitiful. And then Northern Ireland beat Spain. Fantastic night in Valencia. Here's Busquets for Spain. Back to Piqué. And on now to Alonso. Almost on the penalty spot, Xabi Alonso. Lovely little dink pass to Xavi. Villa to the left. Villa, the goal scorer. Takes it up. Cuts in on his right foot. Plays it back behind Xavi. Busquets, excellent pass to Navas. Navas crosses low. Must be turned in by Villa. Isn't. It's behind. Is it for a corner? Must be, yes. Linesman hadn't a clue. Referee gave it.
Good ball by Navas this time. Just stops it. Just puts it in the area. Villa just onside. Attacks it. Good defending.
Well, they wouldn't be flattered by another couple of goals before the interval, Spain. Xavi plays the corner back to Alonso. Wide to Xavi again. Edge of the penalty. Low cross. Back heel from Villa. Hits the defender. Rebounds to Xavi. Xavi fouls. Free kick.
They're losing the discipline as well now, Honduras. I think that's 4 or 5 free kicks in the last 2 minutes, and they're getting tired. It's coming up to half time. They're desperate to get in 1-0, but as you say, Spain should be capitalising on this. Honduras are very tired.
Well, it could be 5 or 6 goals to the good already. Xavi will take the free kick. 5 minutes to go to half time here at 5 Live. Spain 1, Honduras 0. Now Busquets is inside the penalty area. What's happened to him? Well, I'd love to see that again. He's obviously going to claim someone elbowed him, which he does claim. And this, the famous left back, is Aguirre. So what's going on? I know there's some talk and pushing, and referee, get a hold of it. I didn't see anything resembling an elbow there.
What's going on? Best World Cup?
No. And they're still complaining, Honduras, towards the referee. What happened? Did you see it?
Watch, David Villa, watch.
Villa actually slapped him in the face, didn't he? But it was a kindly slap.
Well, the guy stood on his toes.
Xavi with a free kick, finally. Into the penalty. That looked like a handball again. Not given. Referee saw it. Alonso picks up the ball. Alonso on into the penalty. Torres crosses, doesn't reach Villa, and it's cleared. Temporarily. Alonso. It's all Spain, of course, as you'd expect. There's so much the better team. Oh, great play. Great play. Torres tried to play a 1-2 with Villa. Didn't quite come off. But initially that was wonderful from Torres.
That would give him a lot of confidence. He's missed 2 chances, which you'd expect him to score. That'll give him a lot of confidence. 3
minutes to half time. Spain win the ball back again. Puyol just dances away from little Turquios. And now it's Navas who's dominion of himself. He's pushed over. Free kick. Palacios was guilty. I tell you what, he's flirting with suspension.
How many free kicks are given away now, Honduras? They've lost the discipline. They probably think they're not getting a fair raid off the referee because he has given a lot to Spain.
Xavi's free kick. Played in early. A good header away. Who was that up? Attempting the header of Torres.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it. The ball's out of play for throw in to Honduras. It's been all Spain. And they've been good in parts. Portugal were good in many parts today against North Korea. I think that's the worst defeat North Korea have ever had. And it's the biggest victory for Portugal in a World Cup. And it probably knocks Ivory Coast out. I can't see the goal difference being made up in the final games. You know, Brazil beating Portugal, say 3-0, and Ivory Coast beating North Korea 4-5-0. I don't see it happening.
No. Portugal give Brazil a game. They're a good side, Portugal.
Yes, they are. And it could be Spain against Portugal in the last 16, or it could be Spain against Brazil. One of the two likely to happen. Here's Alonso for the European champions. De Villa, the goal scorer. Capdevilla's down the left side, and the pass finds him. And Capdevilla moves inside, plays it to Torres, whose trip was he? No. Referee says nothing happened amiss there. Torres is down, and it's chipped out of play so Torres can receive treatment.
I thought he was obstructed. He was barged off the ball. Here we go.
Yeah, he was. It's a penalty.
Terrible referee.
It's a penalty. They should have had 3 in the first half.
Do they have penalties in Japan?
No. Only if you break the law.
Oh, okay.
He's Yuichi Nishimura. And he could have given Spain 3 penalties, legitimate penalties, in the first half. I thought he was fouled, Torres, and the replay proved it. Alonso for Spain. 1 minute left in the first half before added time. Another great pass by Alonso to his club colleague Sergio Ramos. Ramos is tackled by Martinez and it's out for a throw-in. Ramos takes it back to Busquets. Alonso just makes himself available every single time. And he either passes short or he passes long.
He passed to him and Xavi when they're marked, because they can play one-touch football. If they need to, they can play 2, 4, 5, but they can play one-touch. They know where everybody is on the park. They never get caught in possession.
And, of course, the former Liverpool manager, Rafa Benitez, preferred Gareth Barry to Xavi Alonso. Well, there you go. And he didn't get Barry in the end. Martinez, edge of the Spanish penalty area. What's he going to do with the ball? Taps it to a colleague. That was Turkios. Played back to the defender Figueroa. Figueroa slaps it away to the far side of the field where a colleague is offside. Free kick Spain.
It's Figueroa's favourite pass, isn't it? That's 3 times he's hit it. 1 was brilliant, the other 2 not so good. And Spain will be kicking themselves. I think they'll get a lot more second half because Honduras are starting to turn.
Great ball by Alonso to Villa. Villa's onside. Cutting in from the left side. Torres holding back. Played back to Torres. Torres shot. Oh, hit somebody in a place that's very sore. I think Chavez felt that. He's back on his feet. He's a brave man. We're into the minute that's being added on for stoppages at the end of the first half. They must have had 7 or 8 clear chances, Spain.
This was very much like Chile. Chile had 4 or 5 great chances, couldn't take them.
Turkios. Good ball down the left side. Izaguirre crosses earlier, and that hit Piqué where it hurts. And he's gone down.
It's a corner.
It will be a corner, but not before Piqué's had considerable treatment. I don't need to tell you folks where it hit him. You can't laugh at that. You cannot laugh at that. Dear, oh dear. He's hobbling into the penalty area to defend this corner. We've had a minute of added time. Turkios to take the corner. Well, they've got 6 players to their credit, 5 players now in the penalty area attacking the Spanish goal, but it's headed away, and I think the referee's blown his whistle for half time. He has. It's all Spain.
Well, we're just talking about how good Spain are. Spain, they've shown tonight what they are capable of. Started a little bit I don't know, they were a little bit sloppy at first, and Honduras came out with the ball and they let them have time on it. Once they've got after them, they've created so many chances. They were ushering David Villa off. A few Honduras players not happy about what he did in the box when he slapped that boy, but Spain really should be kicking themselves. It should be 5-0 half time.
As it is, it's only 1-0 to Spain at half time.
And to start the second half, Alan Green with news of probably the best named footballer in the World Cup coming onto the field.
Georgie Welcome. Or Welcome Georgie. He's a substitute. And why am I starting the second half? To see if my voice can last for as long as possible and still be okay for England on Wednesday night. So one change for Honduras, who kick off the second half and shoot at Casillas' goal. Ridiculous. Giving away a goal kick. So this is the revised Honduran lineup. The goalkeeper is Valladares. Defence, Mendoza, Chavez, Figueroa and Izaguirre. He's very lucky to be on the pitch. Then Turkios, Chavaro, Palacios, Georgie Welcome, Martinez and Suazo. Spain are unchanged from their starting lineup. The goalkeeper is Casillas. Defensive Sergio Ramos, Piqué, Puyol and Capdevilla. Busquets the holding player. Then Alonso, Xavi, Navas on the right, Villa the goal scorer on the left and Torres through the middle. It's 1-0 and it should be far more than 1-0. Honduras have a throw-in level with the edge of the Spain penalty area. It's launched into the box by Mendoza, headed up and away by Puyol, who hasn't much defending to do. But Honduras had the ball again, and it squirted into the box once more, and finally Piqué knocks it out of play for a throw-in.
That's a good start by Honduras. Got Spain pinned back. They've actually pushed on. I think they're going to go for it, simple as that. If they lose 5 or 6, so be it.
Palacios runs forward, find Martinez, who lost the ball, and here's Xavi to Sergio Ramos. Navas is down the right side. Torres is through the middle. It goes to Navas, who time after time in the first half didn't deliver properly from the right flank in terms of crosses. He didn't there either, and it's out of play for a throw into Honduras.
No, he just hasn't got a trick now. That's very direct. He's got a lot of pace, but we've got to say the full-back today, as Aguirre, he's got to make it. He marks him very, very well. He's shown him the lane, said go and see if you can beat us. He can't. He's put 2 decent crosses in. Aguirre,
who could have conceded 2 penalties on his own in the first half, and was also booked. Throws the ball back to Figueroa, and here's the goalkeeper, Valladares. Valladares, who might have easily conceded 6 or 7 goals in that first half. Spain were so dominant, but it's only 1-0, and frankly that wouldn't be a good enough return, because they'd still have to beat Chile in the last game, Spain, and it could come down to goal difference, because the Swiss could have 6 points as well.
Well, I think what will suit Spain is, I think Chile will ask a lot of questions of Spain. Will get after them. They'll play high up the field. They'll try and get in the box as much as possible. They're very direct. They play good football. They play high tempo. They will ask questions. They'll not sit back.
Izaguirre on an attack, a rare attack for him, and now it's played into the centre of midfield to Guevara, the captain. He exchanges a few passes, runs into Puyol, ball breaks to Busquets. Busquets now finds Navas, and Navas should have picked out Villa. It was poor from Navas, lucky to get the ball back. Torres with arms outstretched, he wants it. Navas runs forward into the penalty, he's going to lose it, and he's been a terrible disappointment. Goal kick.
No, they've got a problem with that, haven't they? To me, I like David. So he didn't perform very well in the first game, but very clever player, and I'm surprised he's left him out. We know Iniesta has a problem with his hamstring or whatever it is, but I'm just looking at the team and who else. Pedro maybe could get him out. Maybe.
Well, I've seen enough of Pedro to reckon that he's better than Navas. Spain won Honduras still. 3 minutes played in the second half. Header on by Honduras, and then a header away by Piqué, and it bounces out of play for a throw into Honduras, who are showing far more attacking intent since the start of the second half. Their Colombian coach Ronaldo Ruada directing them forward. And here's little Martinez. Martinez squirts the ball to the far side, but behind his colleague, and it's out of play for a throw in to Spain. Sergio Ramos to take it. I've been pondering these vuvuzelas, Chris. There's a constant noise with them. It doesn't upset me in terms of, in the background of the commentary, but what you're wholly unable to do is gauge the reaction of a normal crowd who respond with an ebb and flow depending on what the action is. You just get this buzz in the background. It doesn't mean anything. It's poor. Heaven help us if we get it in England. Here's Xavi. Xavi, midway inside the Honduran half. Back to Alonso. And Alonso finds the goal scorer Villa. Villa 35 yards out. Poor from Villa. Didn't find Busquets. And there's a counter-attack on here for Honduras. Martinez tries to play the ball in towards Georgie Welcome. It's back to Suazo. Suazo to Martinez again. There's the cross, headed clear by Piqué, and now Xavi can run it away. Torres is down the inside right channel. Behind Torres is Navas. And Xavi still has the ball. Now it's with Navas. Can he deliver properly? Pulls it back. That's better. To David Villa. Villa shoots. Deflected 2-0.
Well, he's going to claim it. There's no doubt about that. He would have hit the target. We would never know if the goalkeeper was going to save it. He's not bothered. Villa. They threw bodies forward on Honduras. At half time, the manager must have said, look, we're not getting any joy sitting deep trying to hold this team. Let's go and have a go at them. Let's ask some questions. And it's playing into Spain's hand. Yes, slight deflection. But David Villa ain't bothered about that. That's goal number 2.
He won't care. And neither will Spain. Guillem before the game was saying, 2-0 was what was required. I think it actually should be more than that. I think they'll want to hit 4 or 5.
I'm sure the manager's mentioned it. The more goals you get, the easier it'll be. Yeah, slight deflection, isn't it? Yeah.
And the goalkeeper well beaten. Still, he's been shooting rather better than many of his opposing colleagues in this World Cup, David Villa. He got a fantastic effort on target, hit the post in the first half. And of course, he scored a glorious goal out after beating 3 defenders. Now he's added a second. Spain 2, Honduras 0. 6 minutes gone in the second half. No foul on the Honduran. Alonso finds Torres. Torres to Sergio Ramos. He shoots just wide. You thought it was in.
I thought it was in the bottom corner. It was a great dive by the goalkeeper. I thought he was nowhere near it, but a lovely dive. He's great coming forward. He's got so much energy, Ramos. He never stops trying to join in, and that was very close.
I remember vividly one night at Anfield many years ago with Jimmy Armfield, and I thought Ian Rush had scored like that because the ball seemed to nestle in the bottom of the net. Unfortunately, it hit the advertisement board behind the goal and just looked like a goal, and I'm giving it, Ian Rush has made it 2-0 to Liverpool, and Jimmy's looking at me as if I'm a fool. And I was. He shot wide. It happens. Here's Palacios. He's much further forward in the second half than at any stage in the first half. And then a blocking challenge by Puyol, and Xavi didn't pick it up. He seemed to foul Palacios, actually. And the referee gives... Palacios won't like that, because the referee gives a free kick the other way to Spain. Taken quickly, Busquets now. To Villa, who's on a hat-trick. Into Alonso. Navas available on the far side. A lovely simple pass from Alonso to Navas. Navas cutting in towards the penalty area, and then shoots at goal himself, more like a pass back.
Yeah, it's just not happened for Navas. He's had so much football as well. The ball got out to him probably more than any other player.
Good tackle by Piqué, who got a smack in the face there. Don't know what happened. Puyol's complaining.
Yeah, it was George. He said welcome.
Well,
is that running on?
I don't know, but is that a doctor as well as a physio rushing to the far side of the field? We're waiting to get a replay of the incident. It is on the far side. Was it welcome?
Yeah, it was welcome.
Well, Piqué's now off, head down. He's spitting up blood. Well, he's actually got a plaster above his right eye, and now blood is streaming from his mouth.
He didn't mean it.
No, it was accidental.
Yeah, accidental. He's been in the war, isn't it? In the last game against Switzerland, he got clobbered in the face as well.
And then he got clobbered in that as well towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, you know where he's talking about, folks.
Oh, yeah. Poor Piqué. Maybe he should be brought off. Give him a rest. They're going to win this game. Spain lead 2-0. Piqué's off. They're down to 10 men at the moment, and he's clutching a red towel to his mouth, but that won't be stemmed very easily.
He actually looks like a proper centre-half now, doesn't he? He's got a bandage on his eye, he's got no teeth.
Yeah.
Just needs his nose
done.
Just needs his done. No. Nobody's as ugly as Butcher.
You need a bandage and lots of blood in it. You wouldn't be allowed to get away with that anymore. Anyway, here's Xavi to Torres. Torres to Navas on the far side of the field on the halfway. In towards Torres. Might run to Xavi. Xavi cleverly knew that Torres was offside. Plays it to Navas instead. Back to Torres. Edge of the penalty. Back heel to Xavi. They're walking this ball into the net. Although someone could actually plant it. Cross toward the far post. Headed behind. Corner to Spain.
I thought Xavi would have pulled the trigger, but he didn't fancy it on his left foot, did he? No, it goes way to Captain Villa. Nice little ball back in, but Spain look very threatening on the counter-attack now.
Well, he's got a wad of tissues in his mouth, Piqué, as he comes back on the pitch. It'll be stained with blood, without question.
No, it's a marshmallow, isn't it?
Aye, something like that. 10 minutes played in the second half. Spain lead 2-0. Corner from the right. Played in deep. Headed away and behind for another corner. Why didn't they score there, the third goal?
It will come. You can see them getting 3 out. I think 4 or 5, definitely.
It was Palacios who headed that one behind. So Xavi runs towards the near side to take the corner. No Iniesta tonight for Spain. I think he had a knock in the first game, but he's probably just being rested. Here's Xavi. Back to Alonso as the corner was taken short. Navas pops up down the left side now. You'll want to try to cross it right-footed if he crosses it at all. Just to prove me wrong, he hits it left-footed. And I was right in the first place. He should have hit it right-footed because his left foot's a waste of time.
There's that much space now for me. If Iniesta's fit, get him on. If he's not, at least get David Silva on, because he can do things and he can beat people.
Navas isn't up to it. Just isn't up to it. He's had a good opportunity tonight against a weak team. He's had so much possession. Probably only Alonso has seen more of the ball than Navas. Here is Alonso again, feeding it on. Good pass, back heel from Torres into Navas. Navas loses it, and it's cleared by Honduras up over the halfway line towards Martinez, but I think he expected Capdevila to intercept the ball, therefore took his eye off the ball himself, and it's out for throwing.
Yeah, I mean, they try and play, give them credit on that. They're not direct, they're quite well organised, but they're just not good enough. They don't play in a strong enough league. The players, that's 8 on now, I think, from the Honduran league. Not strong enough.
Sergio Ramos onto the far side, and Navas into Xavi. Back to Piqué. He really is in the wars, isn't he? You know, plaster over his eye, water tissue in the mouth, and still sore in the midriff.
I wonder what he's going to get in the third game.
Casillas slaps the ball upfield, but that's wasteful from the Spanish captain, straight through to his opposite number, Valladares. He actually began his career as a striker. 9 goal and conceded 2 here tonight, though he didn't have any chance with either of the Villa strikes. Piqué dives forward, heads the ball only to a white shirt, and now it's Mendoza, the right fullback, on to Martinez down the right flank, close to the corner flag. Puyol came across, blocks the attempted cross, and it's out for a throw into Honduras. To their credit, they really are trying to take the game to Spain, but they're bound to leave so much more open at the back. Here's Palacios to the far side, and Izaguirre in now to Suazo. Suazo midway inside the Spanish half, almost falls over under pressure from Busquets. Back to Izaguirre, and Izaguirre crosses into the penalty area. Puyol volleys the ball out of the box, none too convincingly, but here's Alonso heading it to Navas. Back to Alonso. 13 minutes gone since half time. Spain have doubled their half-time lead. It's now Spain 2, Honduras 0, and this is 5 Live at the BBC. Alonso again on the far side to Navas. Back to Ramos, on to Xavi, edge of the centre circle. Alonso was clattered into, but still find Navas for the pass. Xavi's moved further forward, and Navas gives the ball away again. He actually doesn't look like a current Spanish player. He's so wasteful with possession. Here's Xavi. Villa leaves it to Capdevila, and on to Villa again. Left side of the penalty area, pulls across back, caught for the goalkeeper.
Just overhit. Spain in possession, I've got to say, are tremendous on the eye. The movement, the touch, the technique, the awareness. But when they haven't got the ball, Alan, they're playing against Honduras here, and Honduras at times have got through them very, very easily. They'll not be able to do that further in the tournament. They've got to get the ball back quicker.
Particularly against Brazil or Portugal in the last 16.
You can't let them play all the way up to the box without getting a challenge.
Here's Mendoza, the right back. Capdevila almost brought him down there. Mendoza kept his feet well. Now Capdevila can clear, and it's out for a throw in to Honduras. 6 yards from the corner flag. 5 Live at the BBC, bringing you every game from every ground during this World Cup. This is from Ellis Park in Johannesburg. Spain 2, Honduras 0. Puyol with the header clear. Villa tried to find Torres. It's cleared upfield by Figueroa, and then flags up for offside against Suazo.
Yeah, they've just got no cutting edge. As I said, midfield-wise and defence, they're comfortable in possession. They move the ball around well. But when it comes to that area where you score goals, they lack ideas.
Free kick Spain. Casillas to take it. It's his 3rd World Cup finals. International debut 10 years ago, Casillas, and he's got at least 2 more World Cups in his locker, maybe 3. Here's Capdevila on towards Alonso. Careful header down to Busquets. Busquets being fouled by Palacios. Free kick awarded, taken quickly to Xavi. On to Navas. Navas approaching the penalty area, into the penalty area. He's brought down, penalty. Well, at long last, the referee awards a penalty kick. And it's that man again, Izaguirre.
Well, 1 out of 4 is not bad.
Now, the thing is, will he send him off? He was yellow carded in the first half. He's been guilty of 3 penalty offences.
Definitely. And it's Villa for a hat-trick. Who's going to take it?
Well, it should be Villa. I think the referee feels that the penalty is punishment enough. Izaguirre, he must be a cat. He's got 9 lives. How does he get away with it? Oh, look at Palacios trying to stare out Villa, as if that will put him off. Villa will put the ball down there. The goalkeeper's out as well. I don't like these tactics. Surely they're better than that.
All part of the game.
I know. But they're spoiling tactics and we don't like it. Oh, the goalkeeper's complaining that Villa hasn't placed the ball on the penalty spot correctly. No, he has. And with 61 minutes played, David Villa with an opportunity to score a hat-trick for Spain to make it 3-0 here against Honduras in Johannesburg. Villa staring at the ball rather than the goalkeeper, waiting for the referee's signal. He wants the players out of the box. Villa comes forward and hits it wide. Ridiculous.
Well, it was taking too long? I don't know. Too long, waiting. Sent the goalie the wrong way. He's missed by an inch.
Let's break away to Wimbledon and news with David.
Where Novak Djokovic trails Olivier Rochus by 2-1, but the big story here is that for the first time ever the roof has been closed on centre court to extend play in a match because of bad light. Elsewhere, Leighton Hewitt has won through in 4 sets and Britain's Katie O'Brien is into a decider against Ilona Bondarenko.
Thanks very much, David. Nunes is coming on. He's a midfield player. He's replacing Turkey, so it's like for like in midfield for Honduras.
Yep. Well, he's going for it. He's got nothing to lose now. They're going out of the competition, aren't they? Well, they're not really out of it yet, but they've got to score goals.
Chavez caught Villa there. It's a free kick to the Spanish player. He should have 3 goals to his name. I mean, the goalkeeper committed himself, but went to the right. Villa shot to the goalkeeper's left, but wide of the post.
I just thought it took so long for him to take the penalty. He was looking around, waiting, sent the goal the wrong way. By the way, it was a couple of inches wide. Very unlucky.
Here's Capdevilla, midway inside the Honduran half. To Villa, scorer of 2 goals so far tonight. His crossfield ball wasn't great, but Ramos keeps it in play on the far side of the field, the right fullback. On to Navas. Ramos again. Ramos' foul. Free kick to Spain.
Well, Palacios has done so many free kicks in it.
It is ludicrous. It's ludicrous that he's not been yellow carded. Spanish free kick to be taken now by Xavi. Nearly 18 minutes play in the second half. Fabregas will be coming on shortly for Spain. Puyol up and around the edge of the Honduran penalty area. So too is Villa, so too is Sergio Ramos and Torres. The free kick wasn't great from Xavi. Headed away, and then terrible defensive work by Honduras, lucky not to concede a corner. It's clattered away. Now Spain pick it up again. Villa back towards Alonso. Alonso to Busquets. On to Villa. Might just come back to Capdevilla. Ball brings kindly to Busquets. Busquets beats 2 players. Running forward on his right foot. Lays it to his right. Tapped on by Xavi. Navas. Back to Xavi in the penalty area. Navas again. Can't get the ball in. I think his time's got to be up.
Well, I would think with Fabregas coming on, maybe may take one of the midfield 3 off.
Well, he's given Navas every opportunity and he's wasted most of them. Anyway, here's Suazo breaking forward now for Honduras, and his shot is wide. But at least it was a shot.
It was a shot, and again, counter-attack. You cannot let them have that much space.
Now it's Fabregas for Xavi.
Thinking of the next game.
So what's he thinking of the next game when he keeps Navas on the pitch?
Well, he's still searching for the best player, best system, isn't he, with the players? He still hasn't got a rate. Another one who's come at the tournament doesn't know his best team.
20 minutes played since half-time. This is 5 Live at the BBC, bringing you Spain 2, Honduras 0. It's with Puyol for the European champions. To Busquets. And back to Piqué. Piqué midway inside Spanish territory, rushing forward towards the halfway line now. And he clips it through the middle. No offside flag. Here's Fabregas. First touch into the penalty area. Cleared from just in front of the line by the defender.
Tell you what, it was great refereeing, wasn't it? Because Torres was 5 yards offside. He let the ball go. Great run from Fabregas, just onside. Lanesman did very, very well. Well, Fabregas goes round the goal. He could have squared it to Torres, didn't probably see him. He's going away from the goal.
Corner taken, and then the shot driven in by Fabregas, hits the defender and rebounds out of play for a throw-in. Well, I don't know how many chances they've had, you know.
You just hope that when it comes to Chile, you know, they should be going into that game with 4 or 5 goals.
This could cost them.
Yep.
Capdevila with a throw in to Fabregas. And now back to Puyol. On to Busquets. Busquets' first touch wasn't great. His second touch was better. Passes to the left to Villa. Villa, low ball in, and Chavez took that in his midriff. That must have hurt. Not cleared properly. And it goes again. Here's Fabregas once more. Villa couldn't get it back to Torres. Blocked by a defender behind for a corner.
Just that little final ball, isn't it? Some of the approach play is fantastic on the eye, but they've got to put the ball in the net.
Corner to be taken by Alonso this time. Or Fabregas rather. Fabregas, the cross into the penalty area. Half dead. Ramos with a shot. Takes a deflection, corner.
Honduras have gone. They've fallen asleep. Look, they're all standing arguing with each other. Short corner. Navas really should have done better. Good effort by Ramos. Deflection over the ball.
I think we'll add that to his surname. Navas should have done better. Fabregas corner, deeper this time, towards the far post, headed back by Puyol. Navas with a header, hits a defender, loops in the air, caught with the goalkeeper.
Doesn't need to head it down, does he? Just head it on the target, either side of the goalkeeper.
Throw out to the far side to Martinez. Martinez cutting infield. They've got 4 players in attacking positions here. Honduras. What are they trying to do with the ball? It's with the wonderfully named Welcome. Midway inside the Spanish half. Faced by Busquets. Welcome goes forward. He's tackled. And it's a free kick to Honduras. In a decent attacking position. I don't think my boss is going to last anymore. Time for you, young Connor.
Thanks, Alan. Off to get a hot lemon in Johannesburg this evening. 2-0 to Spain. And we wonder if they can match the exploits of Portugal earlier on today, who hit 7. Spain could be 6 or 7 up in this game. In the first half, Torres was wasteful. Spain could have had 2 penalties in the first half. They eventually got a spot kick, and Villa kicked it wide. David Villa also hit the crossbar. Those have been the sort of chances that Spain have had, and Honduras happy that it's just 2-0. So this free kick to Honduras is about 7 or 8 yards outside the penalty area. Left-hand side as Honduras come forward in their white jerseys. Spain have brought everyone back into defensive positions, and Welcome goes for a goal, and it's too high, and that is a goal kick to Spain.
I think it was Núñez, the substitute to 7, who's come on. Really looked positive the way we stood over the ball, didn't he? But was never going to hit the target, always going high. And I think we're going to see the introduction of Mata for Spain.
Yes, Juan Manuel Mata, the Valencia midfielder.
It's got to be for
Navas. Yeah, I think Navas, come in, your time is up. Well, Torres jumps, doesn't get a touch. Fabregas nearly scored with his first touch. And a chance for the Arsenal man to impress. And we remember it's not that long ago he suffered that broken leg, and we wondered, would he be fit in time for the World Cup? So it is good to see him here taking part in this second group game for Spain. Here's the change. It's Fernando Torres. Wait, he's not done much in the second half, Chris.
No, we expect a lot more. I think he's tired. He's still way off what we expect a player of his ability. He showed some nice touches first half. Could have had a hat-trick, but he'll get there.
So Mata will come on in his place.
He'll go on the left-hand side, and he'll put Villa up front.
And it remains 2-0 to Spain. Honduras have possession. If they're going to make any sort of exciting climax here, they need to get 1 goal back soon. It's cleared away by Chavez, and long into the Spanish half, but whipped forward by Xabi Alonso, and straight at Figueroa, who gives it to Chavez on his right-hand side, and a long clearance over the halfway line. Welcome is in an offside position.
Well, they've gone 2 up front now, Honduras. Well, they're trying to just push now. They're leaving gaps, but Spain will kick themselves after this game. They should have got, if you'd got 7 or 8, you wouldn't have argued.
Here comes Sergio Ramos. He's had a brilliant game from right back, so often popping up in attacking positions to the edge of the area. To his right hand side is Fabregas, and Ramos nearly got on the end of it in the penalty area. Play on for the moment, and it's the new man on the ball, Mata. Gives it low to the edge. Xabi Alonso tees up Villa. None of them want to shoot, and Honduras are able to clear the ball away. Well, Sergio Ramos, he's had quite a few chances tonight. Headers in the first half off target, and that flying volley struck a defender.
Well, he's so fit, isn't he? He's got so much energy. He gets forward, and he's always back there now. He's got to defend as well. Terrific engine.
20 minutes to play, and possession for Honduras inside the penalty area as Georgie Welcome, the half-time substitute, tries to shoot it, comes off the shins of a defender and goes out for a throw into Honduras on the far side. This is the other substitute, Ramon Nunez. And now in the centre of the park, the most experienced Honduran, Guevara, over to the left wing once more. Well, this is all happening a long way away from the Spanish penalty area. That's a decent dart towards the edge, but Piqué intercepts and now takes off at great speed over the halfway line, sells a dummy to Palacios, rolls the ball in front of Mata, who's just on the corner angle of the penalty area, left hand side, holds up the ball now, perhaps could have crossed it a bit earlier. This is Fabregas just outside the penalty area, 4 teammates in front of him, one of them is Mata, chips the ball, might have struck the arm of the defender, but the referee is happy for play to continue, and Honduras just about get the ball away.
Well, there they go again. Navas is just going to keep this in.
This is Navas. Can he produce one decent cross? He's running towards the penalty area. He gives it short to Mata. Tees himself up. No one closes him down. But the shot spins away off target. He'll blame the ball.
I was expecting Navas to put that across the near post. David Villa was waiting. They just got the edge of the box and they've overplayed it. Times, you want somebody to take responsibility and say, I'm going to put this in the net. They've tried to walk it in second half.
Spain 2, Honduras 0. Both goals from David Villa, the new recruit for Barcelona. There's not many players, Chris, who could come into the Barcelona team and make them a better side. David Villa might just be one man who can. Let's get a comment on that in a moment. Suarez attacks the penalty area. Busquets tackles it.
Well, he's a top-class player. His goal record's phenomenal at Valencia. It's great for Spain. Absolutely fantastic signing for Barcelona because technically he's very, very good. His movement's excellent.
That penalty he missed, by the way, tonight. Bit of a collector's item. The last 14 penalties at World Cups that Spain have been awarded, they have scored them all, and they have missed this evening. It would have been a hat-trick for Villa. This is Mata, the second-half substitute, attacking the penalty area. Back out to Navas on the far side. His crosses have been very, very poor. This one's better, though. Left foot, I said better. Too high for David Villa, and spins out of play for a throw into Honduras.
It's strange, really, when you went up to put a delivery in when they've got 3 or 4 red shirts in the box. This time is one, David Villa, against 2 big centre-halves, and he crosses it. He doesn't need to put it in there.
Well, we've got about 17 minutes of normal time to play. Mata attacks once more for Spain. Seems more likely that they will increase their lead rather than Honduras getting one back. Earlier on today, Portugal hit 7 against North Korea. And in this group, Chile beat Switzerland by 1-0, and Chile now top the group. Coming in to this game tonight, Spain were bottom. But they'll now move up the standings. And this is Xabi Alonso and the one-touch passing in midfield, the little tiki-taka that they call it. And then Xabi Alonso is fouled by Guevara, and that's going to be a free kick to Spain close to the halfway line.
Well, Honduras are getting a bit stretched out now, as I say. Spain will kick themselves. They should have won this game by a lot of goals. Going into the game with Chile makes it a lot easier for them.
By the way, coming up tomorrow, France against South Africa, one of our games here on 5 Live. Andy Murray is in action at Wimbledon. The cricket is on Sports Extra. The first one-day international from the Rose Bowl. Plenty of sport across all our platforms tomorrow. A real wealth of choice. Whatever live sport you want to listen to, be it on 5 Live or 5 Live Sports Extra, or even on our website, you can choose what you want to follow in this busy time of the year in the world of sport. Xabi Alonso passes the ball into the centre circle. There's no one picking up David Villa. He turns, feeds Navas. Navas must play it back in early. Oh, but it's too far in front of David Villa. He'd have had 4 or 5 goals tonight had that service from the right-hand side been better.
Well, unfortunately, Navas has had one of them days, hasn't he? Nate, sorry, it's just not happened for him. That was a simple pass. Just roll it across the goal and Villa will finish it off.
So, Chris, after the first England game, people expected better second time round. Didn't really happen for them. For Spain, are they going to all be relaxed now and feel this is normal service resumed?
I think they just know how to play one way. They play the same. Every time you watch them, they play like this. The only thing what concerns me is they've let teams... They didn't really let Switzerland, but they've let Honduras at times get right up to the 18-yard box without getting a serious challenge in. And I think the further you go in the competition, the better sides will punish you.
Guevara has possession for Honduras inside the centre circle. Spain certainly haven't put Honduras to the sword tonight as Nunez tries to chip a ball in front of Suazo, but it's intercepted, and Spain will clear away the ball. By the way, the injury to Piqué, I think he lost a tooth. There was one action replay, and it looked like he was spitting a tooth out of his mouth.
Yeah, he took a heavy blow to the foot. It was an accident. He caught I think it was George Welcome. His right boot caught him in the mouth, and I think they made sub him now.
Gerard Piqué, once of Manchester United.
Ramos coming off.
Went back to Barcelona. He's actually written a book this year, by the way, Gerard Piqué, about his experience of leaving Manchester United, going back to Barcelona. Always worried when a footballer aged 23 decides it's time to write a book. Well, here's the change in any event for Spain. And I think they're beginning to rest players ahead of the next game, aren't they? As Arbeloa comes on in place of Sergio Ramos. Ramos has been very impressive tonight. That's their 3 changes: Arbeloa, Fabregas and Mata. So Navas will see out the 90 minutes. He's arguably been Spain's worst player tonight. Honduras have possession, halfway line with David Suazo, immediately tackled by Capdevila, but the referee says that's a foul. Free kick to the Central Americans, and Guevara takes it quickly, and it's over to the far side, and that might have been a handball. Arbeloa is called into action for the first time. Shot is cracked in, but it's off target from Núñez. Well, that was a little bit like David Villa's first goal, attacking the penalty area, just didn't quite have the correct execution with the finish.
Terrific pace, the way he picked it up and started driving it. Arbeloa has just come on. As you say, it's a good 3-4 yards away, but worth an effort.
Yeah, scored a few important goals in qualifiers to Ramon Núñez against Canada and against Jamaica. He's one of the players who used to play in the MLS in America. Busquets has possession here close to the halfway line. Fabregas for Spain. The vuvuzelas increase in their volume, and Capdevila lays a pass in front of Mata, left-hand side, still outside the penalty area. Spain playing from right to left as we look down here, leading 2-0 on 5 Live. Mata exchanges a pass with Capdevila, then runs to the edge of the area, and he's chipped again by Chavez, and that's going to be a free kick to Spain.
Yeah, it's very easy to foul, isn't it? The referee hasn't really punished a lot of players who continuously foul, and he just blows the whistle, free kick.
You know, Spain have never survived more than one knockout round at the World Cup. Once they go past the group stage, and even when you go back to 1950 when they did finish 4th, that was a different format. There was a group stage in the second stage. They've never got past one knockout round. Surely this is the team that's capable of bringing them further than last time when they lost to France in 2006. Fabregas drills in the free kick, comes off the chest of a defender, comes back out to Fabregas, wearing the number 10. Now this is Xabi Alonso. Delicate ball played in, looking for Piqué. It's headed away by Figueroa, the Wigan defender, and I think Spain are going to win a corner down the right-hand side.
Yeah, Navas, not the best first touch, but George Welcome covering up there, goes in and takes it away, but concedes a corner.
2 goals for David Villa tonight, should have had a hat-trick. He's hit the crossbar, he's put a penalty wide. The footballing gods are not smiling upon him, but what a shift he's put in. Fernando Torres had chances in the first half, didn't take them. He picked up good positions, but he couldn't score, and he's been taken off in the second half. Here comes the corner, swung in from the right-hand side. Puyol was up there, headed straight into the air. Harmlessly goes out for a goal kick.
Good delivery by Mata from that right-hand side, and Puyol really got up there. He's just got to direct it on the target, free header.
And a goal kick, which the Honduran goalkeeper Valladares takes. Kept plenty of clean sheets in qualifying, but they weren't up against the same calibre of opposition that Honduras have been up against here in South Africa. Free kick given, and Guevara wants to take it quickly. Rolls it short to Sergio Mendoza, his 50th cap tonight. I'm sure these Hondurans will be wanting to bag Spanish jerseys at the full-time whistle. Souvenir to bring home from South Africa. Figueroa to the left back, Izaguirre, and then they've given it away to Xabi Alonso. To Fabregas, early ball looking for David Villa, intercepted by Figueroa. Maybe a chance of a counter-attack, but Honduras are very slow. This is Mendoza finally over the halfway line towards offside. Georgie Welcome, and he's in an offside position.
Shouldn't be offside. Lazy play. But I was expecting Spain. They've come really off the gas, haven't they? They've not really, the last 10-15 minutes, chased this game.
No. It would have been interesting if Honduras had somehow fluked one goal, just to put a little bit of pressure on Spain. It's been too comfortable for them tonight. This is David Villa, still on a hat-trick. Drills his shot into the body of Figueroa. And it's Palacios who comes away with the ball. And he spotted a good ball to Núñez on the left-hand side. It's 3 against 3 just now. Núñez tries to come around Piqué. Piqué trips him. And it's going to be a free kick, but well outside the penalty area.
That should be a yellow card to me.
Yeah, I thought so.
Piqué, Núñez likes to come inside, doesn't he? Nice turn of pace he's got. Piqué trips him up deliberately. and that should be a yellow card.
Professional tackle from Piqué. He knew it was 3-on-3. He couldn't allow Núñez get past him. And, you know, the free kick is scant consolation for Honduras. It's an awful long way out. We've not yet, have we? Have we had a free kick? Yes. I didn't see all the Portugal goals so earlier. I think we've had a free kick from outside the penalty area, over a wall, past a goalkeeper. Iker Casillas is so confident here that he's just put one man as a wall. Fabregas. It is floated in, and a header by Welcome is off target.
Well, it wasn't a great header. The ball was behind him, but he's had a free header. And all these, you know, it's not about this game tonight, Connor, with Spain. It's Chile next game. Chile will punish some. I think Spain tonight. Yeah, at times they've looked great going forward at times, but the gaps have left in midfield and at the back. I think a team like Chile can exploit that.
8 minutes to go, 2-0 to Spain. Other nations, of course, will be watching this intently after the first game when Spain lost tonight, where, you know, they're going to win this game, but probably they should do it better. I don't think many opposition will be completely quaking in their boots, but we haven't seen the best from Spain.
No, I mean, they're going to turn around and say, look, we've had 8-9 good chances, which is great, but you know, the times Honduras have passed around them very, very easily.
This is Fabregas. He's inside the Honduran half. Central location to Mata on the left. What a ball in! And a brilliant header away to deny David Villa his hat-trick. He had already swung his right leg, trying to connect with the ball, and it was last gap stop from Osman Chavez. Great defending, you have to say, to head the ball away.
Oh, you've got to say, pointed where he wanted it and nearly reached. Terrific cross by Mata.
Mata's crossing in stark contrast to that of Jesus Navas on the other side. Here comes the corner into the centre, and again it's the same defender, Chavez, who heads the ball away. A free kick has been given Honduras' way. Foul on Walter Martinez. The Japanese referee, well, he still doesn't want to have any word with the Spanish players who are creating these fouls. Free kick eventually taken by Wilson Palacios to Ramon Núñez on the left-hand side. Georgie Welcome's in the centre. It's all the way over to the near side to Mendoza. Controls it well with his yellow boots. What a cross into the centre, and almost an own goal. Arbeloa heads it out close to the post for a corner.
I don't think Suarez and Welcome thought he would get that ball in. What a terrific delivery with pace.
They didn't attack it. Two big strikers. One of them, Suarez, by the way, is just about to be taken off. But neither of them attacked, and it was Arbeloa heading it out for a corner who nearly directed it towards his own goal. Wilson Palacios' brother Jerry is about to come on here for the last 6.5 minutes or so of normal time. He's wearing the number 10. He was the late call-up to the squad. And he's just hanging around the penalty spot here as the corner is swept in. There's pushing in the box, and it's a free kick out to Spain. Bit of an anticlimax. 2-0, Spain lead.
Well, I give Honduras, they've never give up. I thought they would have caved in second half, but I think just Spain have come off the gas and it suited Honduras. I think if Spain had really gone for this second half and kept the tempo up, they still would have got the rewards. But 2-0, yes, it's a win, but because I would have thought they would have got 5 or 6 tonight.
Yeah, against Chile, the Hondurans only managed one touch inside the opposition penalty area. They've certainly had more than that tonight against the Spaniards, but ever since the second David Villa goal early in the second half, this result has not looked in question. This is Puyol at the back for Spain, and he clears it away left-footed out of play. He was under pressure, to be fair. Throw in Honduras near the halfway line.
I think he's still looking to get the right system. I don't think he's found the right system yet. Obviously the problem with Torres' fitness has not helped them, but you know, he wants to play Alonso, he wants to play Xavi, and the way they've got the problems is down the flanks.
Is Fernando Torres in any danger of being left out of the next game?
I don't think he I think, well, you don't know what this guy's thinking, the manager, do you? He's obviously not convinced with him, but he just can't seem to get the balance right. The problem is the two wingers. He doesn't know how to play on the wings.
This is Guevara for Honduras, and a touch from Núñez to Wilson Palacios, one of the two brothers on the field. Now there are 3 Palacios brothers in the Honduran squad, and there was a 4th Palacios brother. A very sad story. He was kidnapped a few years back. They demanded a ransom which was paid, but the younger teenage Palacios brother was murdered. And at the time, Wilson Palacios considered retiring from football, but here he is at a World Cup along with these 2 other siblings. But I'm sure that the 4th Palacios brother will be very much in their minds. Piqué has possession for Spain here inside the Spanish penalty area. 4.5 minutes of normal time to go, and Navas, he just stood out as not being the right quality of his Spanish teammates, and he's just put the ball needlessly out of play on the far side.
Definitely need to see a counsellor tomorrow, the way he's playing tonight.
That's the reference to Jesus Navas, who gets very homesick. He's often had to leave training camps. He doesn't like going away from home, so being here in South Africa will be no good to him now. Here's a chance for the man in question. Navas, all the time in the world, picks out David Villa. Villa should have scored. Great tackle. Mendoza slides in. No hat-trick for David Villa.
That was a great ball by Navas. We've been on his back a bit tonight, but that was a terrific pass. What a first touch by Villa with his left. He just wanted to flick it with his right, and as you say, fantastic challenge.
They've had some chances tonight, Spain. They really, really have. Villa has missed a penalty. He's hit the crossbar. Torres out of sorts in the first half when presented with really good opportunities. One just 7 yards out. Fabregas takes this corner for Spain. It bounces on the edge of the 6-yard box, goes over the head of Georgie Welcome and trickles out for a goal kick.
That's a terrific ball in. You know, somebody should be attacking at the far post. It's a goal, and I don't know with Spain. They play so relaxed in the second half. I just wonder, is there a bit concerned with them? You know, the team coming into the tournament was beating everybody. They're sharp, qualifying. I don't know. You just can't seem to get the balance right.
They've not gone for the jugular tonight, Spain. There's a possession with Honduras close to the halfway line, and that's a good bit of movement from Jerry Palacios, and a pass to Nunez on the right-hand side. It'd be great to see the Central Americans get one goal here tonight, but Nunez's pass is behind Walter Martinez with the long hair and the headband and the yellow boots, and Spain will come forward towards the halfway line with Arbeloa, the former Liverpool man, now back at Real Madrid, played most of their league games this season in Spain, and the ball goes out of play on the far side and a throw into Honduras. The game now beginning to fizzle out. Some Honduran fans in the crowd have just noticed their faces on the big screen, their dour demeanour suddenly become big smiles. They never expected to get anything out of this game.
No, I think they've done what they can. I think they've played their ability. We know they struggle to score goals. They're not a team who'll go forward and round the edge of the box. They've got danger men. They haven't. They've worked hard, they've been honest. I tell you what, they'll give Switzerland a very, very good game. Well, Switzerland are not the best attacking team.
Yeah, there could be a few more twists in this Group H. A reminder, as we said earlier on, these are the last two nations to play their second group game. So now all the teams of the World Cup will have played 2 games once this one is over. And, we've had a few shocks, we've had a few surprises so far, none bigger than Spain losing their opening game. But they're back somewhat in the swing of things, not overly impressing us this evening. But it does look like it's going to be a 2-goal win as we enter the final 90 seconds of normal time here. Free kick to Honduras, 12 yards outside the penalty area. Left-hand side, Martinez is placing the ball, but you can see by the body language there's only 2 Hondurans on the edge of the penalty area. They take it quickly. An attempted shot is charged down, and maybe David Villa could get a run on goal here. Fabregas has possession, rolls it in front of Villa. Down the right channel, across comes Mendoza. Mendoza's done well. He's come away with the ball. Chris thinks he was fouled.
He's fouled it first, but fair play to the lad.
Yeah, it's a good tackle. Mendoza's impressed me tonight, actually. He was the man who slid in to deny Villa earlier on. And a ball down the right flank, and the linesman's flag is raised, and that was lazy from Georgie Welcome. Not watching his run.
He's been caught offside 4 times. Yes. He's only come on at half time.
As we mentioned in the first half, most of these Hondurans play their club football in their homeland. And the 1 or 2, Figueroa and Palacios, who've been snapped up and brought to the Premier League, and they have stood out as being at a much higher class. Piqué for Spain. Good pass to David Villa. No player within 10 yards of him any side, so he can turn and weigh up a few options. Mata's ahead of him in the penalty area now. Back out to Navas on the right-hand side. One-touch stuff once more. Mata to Xabi Alonso. Poor touch by Mata in the penalty area. Too heavy, and the keeper was able to smuggle it, but what a great build-up.
Fantastic on the eye, wasn't it, to watch that? The way they moved the ball, the movement was excellent. The touch, unfortunately, Mata's last touch.
3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on here. 3 minutes for Honduras to maybe try and get some bit of respectability back with 1 goal of their own. Maybe a chance for David Villa to complete his hat-trick. You've seen Brazil play at this World Cup, Chris. You've seen Spain now. Who's, if you had to pick one of them, who's the better team?
I would say Brazil are more organised. They don't give much away. I think you can get it Spain. When they haven't got possession, they haven't got many ball winners in this team.
They've had an awful lot of possession tonight, and not often have they had to win it back again. But here they are attacking the penalty area on the right hand side with Arbeloa, and now Navas, and he gets himself into a crossing position, and again it's too high for all of his teammates in the centre. One really good ball when he set up David Villa, but that's been it from Navas tonight.
Yeah, he keeps putting the ball in the area when there's not enough red shirts in there. It's just going through their side, and it gets very frustrating, not just to the fans, obviously to his teammates as well.
We spoke about his homesickness earlier on. Jesus Navas turned down a move to Chelsea because he's a fear of living in a foreign country. This is David Villa, onside in the penalty area, back to Mata. No one wants to shoot again for Spain as Fabregas tries a back heel on the edge of the box, and Honduras are able to clear the ball away. It's a little bit like watching Arsenal sometimes. Loads of passes on the edge of the box and no one actually has a go.
I was going to say the same. It's just they move the ball wonderfully well. 1 and 2 touch movement, excellent. Very difficult to get the ball off them, but they do try and walk it in.
Capdevila almost walking down the left flank here, and he's run into a defender, and the referee says that's not a free kick. Capdevila goes to ground a little bit theatrically, and the goalkeeper Valladares will come and clear up to the halfway line, and Busquets heads the ball out of play. So we've almost played 2 of the 3 minutes of stoppage time. It's 2-0 to Spain here on 5 Live. World Cup Express coming up with Mark Chapman after this game. France against South Africa tomorrow. I mean, that will be intriguing, Chris, given the news around France sending Anelka home, refusing to train, the manager's press conference tonight.
Scrutiny.
Anything could happen there tomorrow.
All the French will be watching how they players perform in that blue shirt, representing the country.
I wonder, are they going to come out and play? I mean, stranger things have happened. Edge of the penalty area, Puyol wins the ball back for Spain here, and poor old Georgie Welcome finds no way through. Puyol again, that shaggy hair of his as he passes it to Capdevila near side. Wonderful crisp passing from the Spaniards. One touch through Fabregas and Xabi Alonso, and onto Arbeloa, who'll now run midway through the Honduran half all the way to the edge of the penalty area, asking a lot of Navas. Gets to it ahead of the byline. Arbeloa wants it back again. Navas thinks that he has a trick. He now tries to tee up Fabregas. It wasn't a good pass. Spain hold on to possession on the edge of the penalty area once more for Arbeloa. They still have the ball here, Spain. Must be 15, 16 passes. Now a low ball into the area from Navas, but again it's not a killer ball, and Honduras should have cleared it away, but Mata has picked up possession, and the referee blows the full-time whistle here at Ellis Park. It's just one defeat in 50 internationals now for Spain. They've won this game, they've had all the possession, but they've not overly impressed us, Chris Waddle.
No, I think you've seen Honduras play easy football to get through them at times. They're lacking somebody who can break the game up at times, and they're just lacking that cutting edge. Maybe that'll come as the tournament goes on. But Chile, if they play this tonight, they'll find themselves in a very, very difficult game. You'd like to think that they've took the foot off the gas tonight. No disrespect on Honduras. They've just thought, we've won the game, and that's all we've wanted to do. But they should have had 7 or 8 goals tonight.
Torres was a bit wasteful. David Villa should have had a hat-trick. He did get 2. He missed a penalty. But you know Mark Bugac, he's now up to 40 international goals in 60 international games. That's 2 goals every 3 games. In international football, what money would you put on him in winning the Golden Boot, I wonder? Spain 2, Honduras 0.